Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ACT News. I'm your host, the Reporter Man, and today I ask the important questions. Are you giving your child digital heroin?
I don't know why anyone would have Fortnite in their home because it is like giving a child heroin.
Do you or a loved one suffer from gaming disorder?
The World Health Organization recognized a condition known as gaming disorder.
And does the new Call of Duty actually allow you
to be a terrorist and kill people?
That's right, folks. Our top story of the day is on the dangers of gaming.
What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the most interesting news reports on video games. I've done this before in videos like the War Against Video Games and others, but those were more documentary style. This is not. We are going bottom of the barrel, the craziest, most out-of-touch news reports I've ever seen. I feel like it's always interesting to see what mainstream media has to say about video games and what they've had to say about them over the years. Is Fortnite too addictive? How many games put your kids at risk of pedophiles? There's a lot of fun questions for us to answer.
Now, when I first launched my investigation, it was a slow news day. And on slow news days, the only thing the news does is fearmonger. But what was I going to fearmonger today? Naturally, it was video games. They're too violent, too sexual. They increase aggressive behavior in adolescents.
Players commit gruesome acts like these using top-of-the-line graphics in stunningly realistic detail.
But where to begin? My investigation. Well, I think I found just the right place to start.
The Mid-Missouri Internet Crimes Task Force says adults are now using systems like Nintendo Wii, Xbox, PlayStation, and Webkins to talk to children inappropriately.
That's right. This is the game, and you actually create your own character, house, and even town. And when connected to the internet, you can talk to people across the country. And kids have no say as to what some of these characters say to them. For example, this character could be the man in California police are warning about tonight that asked for images from Missouri children.
Door timer? Could be. It could be it could be the fucking goose on the left. Could also be her.
And kids have no say as to what some of these characters might say to them. For example, this could be the man police are warning about tonight who asked for pictures from Cyrodiil children.
I cannot come up with any legitimate reason that an adult would be playing that particular game.
No reason. No reason for an adult to play Animal Crossing. Only bad reasons.
Anderson says adults playing Animal Crossing, similar games, are likely doing it for the wrong reasons.
Crime alert. We abuse.
Anderson says it is going to take parents paying attention to keep this problem from exploding.
What you'll find in a lot of these news reports from like the early mid-2000s, like the news tries to frame the most innocuous of things as a problem, when really all it comes back to is just parents knowing what the fuck their kids are doing.
Now, right now, we know that only 3 children have been reported as being involved in this. Anderson says this is not a reason to be paranoid, but is something to be aware of.
While it's not a reason to be paranoid, we are still going to produce a news segment to try and invoke those feelings of paranoia within you. Sponsor time! This is either the best decision I've made or the worst. Hell if it is, Chief. I'll still be able to buy a pair of the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Raycon's earbuds go for half the price of other premium brands, but they sacrifice none of the quality and sound just as good, if not better. And with over 50,000 5-star reviews, it seems the people have spoken on their quality. They come with optimized gel tips that fit perfectly within your ear, snug as a bug in a rug. And with over 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life, they're perfect for long road trips, vacations, and my personal favorite, going on runs. And if your parent, sibling, or significant other is yapping your head off about how you play video games 8 hours a day, well, just turn on the noise isolation feature, and you'll tune out all of that garbage. I like to put in the everyday earbuds when I'm doing chores around the house, or if I just want to listen to an awesome podcast. And the carrying case is so compact, you can take it anywhere. But it only gets better because if you go to buyraycon.com/actman, I'll give you 15% off your entire order. That's right, click the link in the description and the pinned comment. Order yourself a pair of the everyday earbuds today. And thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this video.
And now for something completely different.
Kids can't put it down.
It has lots of graphics.
I tell you, the clips they choose are always the fucking funniest.
It has lots of graphics.
It has lots of graphics.
No wonder gaming gurus predict
Nintendo DS is going to redefine portable handheld gaming the way iPod is redefining music.
Well, stop the music, because it's also redefining how vulnerable your kids are to child molesters.
God! How? Explain to me how you arrived at this point.
Along with the game capability, Nintendo DS comes with a feature called PictoChat.
PictoChat? PictoChat?
Well, let me explain. You open the DS unit, you turn it on, you push PictoChat, and your DS unit is an open book. Anyone can write your child messages, send them sketches, anyone who has a DS unit.
The only reason anybody ever used PictoChat was to draw penises and send them to your siblings as you both giggled in separate rooms. Any other use of PictoChat was illegal.
Here's an example of what can happen. With Melanie and Marissa upstairs in the bedroom, I was downstairs sending them messages. What's your dog's name? What's your name? Where do you go to school? Where do you live?
You fucking creep. Where do you live?
What are you buying?
Where do you live?
In this house that I'm messaging you in?
Marissa's mom was watching as Melanie and Marissa answered my questions, and she didn't like what she saw.
Especially when I saw Melanie write in the address.
What's 2, 4, 5?
Granted, the girls knew it was me sending the messages, but they'd only met me minutes before.
And I could have been a child molester.
And remember Marissa chatting with her friend in the other car? That means a molester driving along could see your child in the back seat and start sending messages while you're in the front seat, totally oblivious to what's happening.
Oh my God. Who the fuck is driving and like trying to join PictoChat lobbies? The logistics of that alone it make my head spin.
Well, a Colorado family is looking for answers tonight after they say the Nintendo gaming system they bought for their 5-year-old had porn loaded onto it. Brighton Giles had wanted a Nintendo 3DS all year.
Wait, it was a 3DS that had porn on it?
When Santa brought it to him, he was ecstatic, but yesterday morning, that excitement turned into horror. When he turned on the gaming system, he found pornographic pictures on the gaming system.
How does that even... I'm so confused. Who puts porn on their 3DS? Can you even do that?
I said, Dad, this DS has porn on it. And I handed him the DS, and he just got up and walked right to the phone.
I feel so bad for this kid. Honestly, I probably would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have been like, oh my God, Dad, what the fuck? I don't know what this is. And then you got people filming you, and like they're putting it on the news, and it's like, tell us about the porn you found on your 3DS. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I'll play it again.
When Santa brought it to him.
Santa. The gift was from Santa. A DS with porn on it. So not only did this kid experience some traumatic shit, but he probably hates Santa now.
His father first called GameStop where he bought the system. They told Giles that the images were from a previous owner and they weren't caught before the refurbishing device was sold.
So who the fuck puts porn on the 3DS and then trades it in? Moving on.
Think of all the security dangers we've exposed involving online games and interactive sites. This one tonight is different.
I'm so ready.
ABC 15 investigator Joe Ducey takes us into a fake world, creating real problems for one local family.
He was so upset. I mean, he was just heartbroken. I mean, this was his whole Christmas.
She's talking about real money lost in a virtual world, a world set in medieval times.
RuneScape? We got a fucking news report on RuneScape.
It's where an 11-year-old like Timmy Easter of Gilbert can act like someone much older, catching shark.
Every shark you catch,
it's worth 1,000 coins.
Oh man, this has not aged well. Looks like the stock price of sharks in RuneScape has gone way down.
Fighting enemies.
You killed him?
Yeah.
You killed him? Yeah.
He spent years gaining a high level in an online game called RuneScape. Timmy and his family recently learned this virtual world is full of some real-life dangers.
He said, "Excuse me, Hellslayer, can I speak to you for a moment?"
Oh my God, is this like 9-year-old kid? And his RuneScape name is Hellslayer?
In just minutes, Timmy's password was hacked, stolen. His account with all these points and belongings emptied out.
It's your items, and to have someone steal it without hesitation, it's just wrong.
Let's have a moment of silence for Timmy and so many others whose RuneScape accounts were hacked. Thank you.
You may be thinking, who cares? It's just fake points in a make-believe world.
I care, Joe. I care.
Then at Christmas it was coming up, and I told everybody, all the relatives, give him cash.
Grandmother Claire Kephart says Timmy received and spent 140 real dollars to buy virtual swords and armor.
What an awesome grandma. Give him cash so he can pay his membership fee in RuneScape. What a G.
Attorney General Terry Goddard has another concern.
They brought in an attorney general on this story.
The sinister part of the people, the adults leading the 11-year-old to another site, is the adults leading 11-year-olds to personal contact.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so funny story. This one time me and my brother met someone on RuneScape and we asked them if they knew where our elementary school was. And we agreed to meet them. And I was in the 3rd grade, my brother was in 6th grade, and we left a note at home saying, we're going to meet this person we met online, we're going to Ben Franklin. We left that for our parents, and we were about to leave, and my stepmom came running down the door, so like, you are not going there, like freaking out, and I couldn't understand why, because I was so innocent at the time.
Last year, a Dutch court took virtual crime seriously, prosecuting 2 teens for stealing imaginary items on RuneScape.
There was a court case for that? Oh my God. Let's move on.
So you can see right here, I'm getting ready to serve. All I do is throw that ball up in the air, and when oh, geez, and there goes the tennis racket.
Oh my God, dude. So many TVs and mirrors and controllers were broken during the Wii times. I remember we got that the day the Wii came out, and we threw that fucking remote so quickly. I'm surprised we didn't break anything.
I didn't have it on there all the way. Make sure that your accessories are definitely latched on all the way. That's not a good idea. And by the way, the little Wii remote, do you like that?
You like that?
The little Wii remote, do you like that?
And now we're going back to the 90s, when Pokemon was really starting to take off. Pokemania, they called it.
Be forewarned if you haven't been already, the hottest thing in the 12 and under set is coming soon to a theater near you. Pokemon the movie joined.
Fuck yeah, I went and saw that movie in theaters, man. I still got my Ancient Mew cards. Let me go find them. Boom. Check that out. That was the sweetest thing in the world to me as a kid. Check out that sick holographic.
So what exactly is a Pokemon? Cute, cuddly characters who become supercharged so they can fight their enemies. But some experts say the entire Pokemon phenomenon is the enemy. But some experts say the entire Pokemon phenomenon is the enemy.
I love you. Let's be best friends and destroy the capitalist American government.
In my opinion, parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon, buy Pokemon cards, have anything whatsoever to do with Pokemon.
If that was my mother, I would have hated life as a child. Seeing all my buddies playing Pokemon and like my mom is the only one that's like, nope, you can't. It's dangerous, violent.
Because the message is violence.
The message in Pokemon is violence. Wait till Call of Duty comes out.
But many parents disagree.
It's really, I think, an okay thing for the kids because they learn to save their allowance, to budget for it, and they learn to trade and be kind of reasonable with their friends.
Finally, a parent that talks some sense. I almost feel like this Soul Report was the inspiration for the Chim Pokemon episode of South Park.
The American government lies to you. Join the fight for Japanese supremacy of the world. More to come.
Like, their satire was spot on.
Many school officials think the craze has gone too far.
Am I the only one who misses Fat Pikachu? Write in the comments if you miss Fat Pikachu.
School officials are finding that Pokemon cards are responsible for fistfights, and the constant trading is not only distracting kids from classwork, but turning the playground into a black market.
Hey, Timmy. I'll give you a Blastoise for your lunch money. I feel like back in the 90s and early 2000s, all of these news reports, it was like fear-mongering around children. Because it was still like somewhat new to parents, and they didn't know what to think of it, and the news was right there to be like, hey, this is how video games and Pokemon are fucking up your child.
But that psychiatrist who had that quote last, that how bad Pokemon is, I guarantee you these people haven't seen any of the cartoons at all. They have no concept at all.
This fucking guy. I love this guy. Psychiatrists don't know a goddamn thing.
Iro, how do you answer the question? Is this just toy collectibles? Is it a movement? Is it a craze? Is it a state of being?
It's a craze for little kids to enjoy themselves with. Adults are not going to get into this a lot. I think through the holidays, guaranteed, and I can probably guarantee you there's another year and a half to this craze. It hasn't even peaked yet.
It appears it lasted a good 24 years and is still going strong, actually. What else we got?
Call it Pokemon Pandemonium. As the map-based game explodes in popularity, players are flooding into public spaces, creating some problems. Jenny Latimer discovered a memorial plaque for her son became a Pokestop, where players earn rewards.
My God. Oh, I don't know whether to laugh or cry laughing.
In Vancouver, James Roy created a sign to stop players from trampling his garden.
3 nights in a row, we had people asking and sort of trying to get in through the other gate of our yard. And, you know, I thought, well, like, you know, we have kale here. We can't have that, like, stomped over and stuff.
That is probably the most Canadian thing I have ever heard. All right, what's next?
New alert from the World Health Organization about video game addiction. The organization is now designating gaming disorder as a mental health condition.
Gaming disorder. Michael Strahan, what the hell are you doing on ABC News? Talking about gaming disorder?
Some saying it's about time we recognize the intense pull of video games, given the science that shows there could be some addictive nature to them.
Some addictive nature to them. Just a little.
Could be some addictive nature to them. This morning, the World Health Organization raising a red flag. For the first time, adding gaming disorder to their list of addictive activities, likening it to substance abuse and gambling disorders.
It might be fine to give this its own classification, but just like the phrase gaming disorder, it's just so fucking funny. Well, to be fair, I probably got gaming disorder. Every news report, everyone that talks about like video games and the dangers it has on children, you can always boil it down to just parents should be involved in their kids' lives.
Anderson says it is going to take parents paying attention to keep this problem from exploding.
And recommend talking to your kids.
As a parent, there are some things you can do to protect your kids.
So what this does is it forces parents to be parents.
Hello, moms and dads.
Well, it's your job.
If your kids are going to play games, play it with them, you know, so that you can really be there to answer questions and help them through that.
And, you know, it's not always the kid with the problem. It may be the parent with the problem.
You know, I mean, you have to be involved in what your kids are looking at.
It's up to parents to control what their kids are seeing.
It could be a growing addiction, potentially stunting the development of children. One doctor uses the term digital heroin.
It was only a matter of time before we equated gaming addiction with hardcore drug abuse.
They say he won't stop, can't stop playing video games online.
Fucking intervene in his life, man. Tell him, get your ass off the computer chair, go outside. That's what my parents would do. Like I said, man, it always comes back to like just parents being involved.
What's a typical day in Josh's life?
Sleeping until 11, 12. And then he would be on until like 1, 2 in the morning.
12 hours.
Easily.
Easily 12.
Yeah.
Instead of enforcing any kind of rules or discipline on our child, what did we do? We went straight to ABC News.
But why didn't you just take the computer away? I don't understand.
Great question.
Because when we did take it away, there was a lot of problems in our house with his behavior.
I don't have a child, but I mean, you know, my parents took my consoles away when I did bad shit, and you know, there were problems for a bit, but it's like, they're my parents. What am I gonna do?
You have used the term digital heroin. Really? Digital heroin? Is it that bad?
Yes, because I'm a fucking idiot.
Al and Christina are wondering if Josh's brain can give them any clues as to what is wrong. So they take him for a functional MRI.
They're taking a fucking brain scan of this 14-year-old kid who plays video games too much. Just take the shit away.
His theory, yet to be proven, is that excessive gaming may change brain activity. Josh's brain scans are troubling.
We've seen this type of neurological deterioration in gamers who prefer to play Call of Duty Vanguard.
There should be much more activity.
There should be more red.
There should be more red.
What else we got?
Are the words PlayStation Portable going to end up on your kid's Christmas list? PSPs are good, clean fun, right?
Yeah.
So why are they also known by the name PlayStation Portable?
We don't want to spoil anybody's Christmas, but there are hidden dangers parents should be aware of.
We don't want to spoil anyone's Christmas, but there could be porn on your child's video game console.
Portable gaming devices are all the rage, with a generation of teens convincing their parents they're a must-have.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Playing Battlefront 2? Yes. Yeah, buddy. That's the right footage right there. That's the perfect footage.
Inside is a high-powered computer that, with a Wi-Fi connection, can access the internet.
Parents can watch their child on the internet in the kitchen, in the living room. But with this, you can take it anywhere.
And that opens up Pandora's box.
What is happening? How to build a bomb? Ku Klux Klan? Oh my god. That went from 0 to 100 so fast.
A Minnesota boy got into trouble when he brought his PlayStation Portable to school.
This is an incident that has opened our eyes.
On a dare, Jeff Harris showed his friends how his PSP could display pictures of naked women.
And that kid was the hero in middle school. I like how they said that on a dare. That is just perfect.
Porn isn't the only danger out there.
What is?
Hatred, violence, and the means to carry out deadly schemes can all be accessed through gaming devices with an internet connection.
White power websites. What kind of fucking teenager is going to those, dude?
It means you might not take iron crosses all over a website as a warning sign that you should immediately leave. And if you don't leave, you might start reading and buying into hateful ideas there.
The greatest danger of all may be a child predator posing as another gamer.
Every single one of these, man, it's all the same. And why do they have RuneScape footage? Could you actually play RuneScape on a PSP? That would have been pretty sick. Oh, this is a classic right here. Mass Effect sex scandal. Sex box? New video game shows full digital nudity and sex.
A new role-playing video game that is leaving nothing to the imagination. Mass Effect is what it's called. It's made for Microsoft's Xbox system, and it features in some parts of this, you'll see full digital nudity. Imagine.
Hell yeah, you will. Yeah, that's why it's a masterpiece, baby. I'm pretty sure like 90% of the clips I gathered are from Fox News.
And the ability for the players to engage in graphic sex, and the person who's playing the game gets to decide exactly what's going to happen between the two people, if you know what I mean.
What? Press X to thrust? Is that what you think?
It sort of cracks me up whenever I hear a company say that, there's all these controls in there that you can monitor the time and you can, but basically Pandora's box is open.
Let's talk about who the video game is for. It might be for adults, but if you look at the statistics, who is playing video games but adolescent males, not their dads? So that's the first thing. The damage is this. We know that all the research shows that violence has a desensitizing effect. Well, sexuality does too.
No, it doesn't, you dumb cunt.
And here's how they're seeing women. They're seeing them as these objects of desire, as these, hot bodies. I mean, they don't show women as being valued for anything other than their sexuality. And it's a man in this game deciding how many women he wants to be with.
Jeff Keighley is going to ask the question that I want to ask, and it's going to be really funny.
All right, let's get Jeff in on this.
All right, that's
go ahead,
completely
Jeff.
Incorrect. Yeah, it's completely incorrect. First of all, you can actually play as a man or a woman in the game. Cooper, have you ever played Mass Effect?
No.
That's it. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to hear. We can move on to the next segment now. You like how she's doing this like full-on report, and she's so sure of what she's talking about, but she's never played the game.
Cooper, have you ever played Mass Effect?
No.
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 Well, I think what's interesting about this, we talk about, sexuality in the media. One of the great things about Mass Effect, for people that have played it know this is a sort of a choose-your-own-adventure story, and it doesn't force you down any situation. You can actually play through this game without the sexual situation ever happening.
Right, and the young boys are
game.
going to be choosing not to have sex. That'll be what they'll choose. I mean,
No,
let's be
because
realistic
it's not a simple choice, but Cooper, it's not a simple choice. You don't turn to the game and says, would you like to have sex or not?
I love that Jeff is like shilling for Mass Effect on this Fox News segment, and this lady who has never played it and doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about is acting like she's all high and mighty.
It's just like modeling your life, and I think that's a much more powerful form of media.
Darlin, I gotta go with the research. And the research says there's a new study out of University of Maryland right now that says that boys that play video games cannot tell the difference between what they're seeing in a video game and the real world.
University of Maryland is full of fucking idiots. Dude, even as a 3-year-old, playing Mario 64 and Pokemon Red and Blue and StarCraft, I knew the difference between real life and what I was seeing on the screen. Gotta go with the research. Did you just call him Darlin? Oh my god, you're unbearable.
Fantastic game, and sex is a small little part of it.
All right, thank you very much to Jeff and Cooper. Let's go around the panel really quickly and get your thoughts on this.
They gave him like 1 minute to discuss this before moving on. Come on, Fox. We gotta cut him off. Jeff is speaking the actual truth of the game. We gotta cut it off and we gotta go with our narrative.
An adults-only rating. That's the highest rating that it can have. So first of all, this board that rates them needs to have their head examined. And this made me feel old watching this. What happened to Atari and Pinball and Pac-Man?
God, you are old. You are so old. You are even older after this clip.
Be careful here. Let's face it, there's all kinds of bad stuff coming through the internet, through video games, and the reality is, I would argue, that the government cannot and should not censor everything coming across the web and in video games. At the end of the day, it's just like Chet said, it's up to parents to control what their kids are seeing.
Finally, someone on Fox News talks some sense.
Brianna is describing the first time she accidentally stumbled into a strip club on Roblox.
And that's where we're gonna call it a day. But hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe to The Act Man for more awesome content. Don't forget to order your everyday earbuds and use my code to get a special discount. Reporting live from ACT News, this has been The Act Reporter, signing out. Peace!